Okay, I have another question from someone in the audience here. In the face of what appears to be overwhelming popular support for keeping the city farm property a part of Riverview Park, when will the city council commit to this course of action? What is the holdup?
I have been trying to get city council to discuss this in a way that would establish a process where we could get to what you all would like. And I was, and Pat engaged in this as well, and last week we finally were able to talk about it. And I think what city council, what I think is going to happen is that city council would like to formulate a process to get us as soon as we can to where I want to be. And I think, I don't speak for Pat, but I think that Pat and I want to get there as soon as I can get there, but I want to get there with integrity, and I want my colleagues to agree with me. And most of our colleagues that work with Pat and I have said already that they feel it's important to have consensus on this and give citizens a chance to talk about what they want to see. I know that there's been a suggestion that there should be a task force about what goes in the park in the future. So I would rather get there sooner rather than later. So I would, I have an engineering side of me that likes to have a timetable and set that timetable and stick to that timetable, and it would include design, building design, completion. So I want to get to that point, but I'm one guy. There's 7 city council members. We need 4. I think we're going to get there sooner rather than later. And in the last meeting we had, I think we moved the ball forward some. Can I give you a date?
Sure.
Sooner rather than later. That's all. That's what I want. With some integrity.
Thank you. Dr. Woodbury, when will City Council commit to this course of action, assuring the people that their land will stay their land and be a park, as stated in the framework, several additions to the framework?
Yes. And my answer to you is, I don't think there will be a decision. I think it's going to be put off and put off. And if we could see this every single meeting of City Council, we could see this many people coming up there and speaking, I think it will be sooner.
When is the next City Council meeting?
On the 14th.
How many of you can come to City Council on the 14th? Raise your hand.
Woo, great.
Let's do it.
And on the 28th, if you can't, what's that?
There's a time limit on how long you can speak.
That's true. But if you, I have moved every time when they ask for ideas, I said, we need to go back to 5 minutes. Nobody can, we certainly take more than 3 minutes to tell you what we've been doing. And that is objected to as well. But the thing that you need to know is I've also asked that our city council meetings be in other places, like one in City Center, one in Community Center, and we've even had over 200 signatures on that. And when I mentioned it every time and handed the signatures in, I still haven't been able to get 3 other people to agree to move them. And what I said was, if they're moved, more people could come and speak. It's 40 miles from Denby all the way downtown. Well, our mayor said he didn't want any more people coming. So anyway, I think you ought to come and make him upset that you'll come anyway. But I'm just sorry for that, but that's true. And we need to make it a 5-minute. It used to be when I got on, it was a 5-minute. And so that was changed. I really object to it, and every time I'm going to make sure. Now, whether Mr. Bateman will back me up, he hasn't so far, but hopefully he will. Hopefully he'll change his mind. But anyway,
I might have to break you 2 up.
no problem. But I do think it's important that you come and speak. I remember when the chicken growers came down, and we had all these young teenagers. And the mayor said, well, if all of you are going to speak about the same thing, we don't need to hear it. No, you do need to hear it from every person. And I objected then, and we did hear it from every person, because people had prepared to come down and speak, and they need to be heard. So I say come down. I'm not going to be there on the 14th because I'll be in D.C., trying to get grants for this, frankly. And, but I will be on the 28th, and I have challenged a group from downtown. I went to Downing Gross, had not quite this many people, but they have promised to come down and speak too. So please do. That is when you will know. There is there's a place called Watertown that went on that land, and they are doing a excavation. We've just signed the papers. They have to tear down 2 more, but they didn't have to tear down the barn, but it was done by the city manager. Anyway, so that's another story. But what I'm saying is that the barracks have to come down, the dining hall has to come down. But I checked today and from the head of Parks and Rec, and he says they're not going to tear down the old farmhouse. Yay. Now think of what could happen. You could have a meeting like this up there. People could have a wedding if it was fixed up, or a reception, or a place, we don't have very many places. I mean, we're very lucky to be here tonight, that, First Baptist has allowed us to be here. But there aren't a lot of places that you can have a meeting of this size. So, I think some place to have public meetings, some places that can be rented out. Do you remember the place that burned out at Newport News Park? Remember? A friend of mine had 2 weddings there. I mean, she was on council as well. So, that's gone. We don't have it anymore. So anyway, I think it's important that you come and you speak, and don't let anybody keep you from it. Thank you.
Thank you. Just handed this card. Says, doesn't the current city council realize that if they make this into a beautiful park, it will be a permanent legacy of this city council?
I agree. I want that to happen sooner rather than later. We need 4 votes. Which I think your message that you need to deliver is give us a timetable for giving us a park with integrity with what we want. Don't take forever, and let's get moving. I haven't heard opposition, in the district that I represent with Dr. Woodbury. And when one puts their finger in the air, it's very evident that this sentiment is pervasive. So I don't hear pushback from this. I'm in agreement with you. I think most other councilmen are hearing you. They're feeling the pressure that they need to deliver something sooner rather than later. So I'm hoping to nudge it along, and I want to have that happen.
Would it be possible for city council to make a statement that it will not be commercially developed? Or sold?
That would be possible if they would do it, but I'm not sure they will do it. That is unfortunate, because the archaeological study should take another year to year and a half. And what they're going to do is to try to postpone it until after election. I'm just going to be very frank with you. And so that's why, like Phil, coming down there telling us what you need and what you want before elections. And I think that's a good strategy, to really try to push for a decision to absolutely say, this will stay a park, just like the framework for the future. I had someone tonight who's on the planning commission call me, and he said, now I want to see high-end houses up there.
And I would commit to that.
What?
Commit to a park. I would ask them to do that.
I really think that's what we need to do, is to ask them to make this so that we don't have to keep on harassing them and coming down there. That's what I'd like to see. We can say we are following the